morning. I am Tessa-Marie. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. How are you feeling today? It is the last day of September 2024. September 30th. Wow. The day is, the year is going. Hi Stacy, good morning. How are you feeling this morning? The last day of September 2024. What a day. The new month starts. And there we are. Hi Ezra, I thought of you this morning. Oh my God, here she is. I thought of you maybe 15 minutes ago. Oh dear. That's my cousin. Hello Rose. My goodness girl, you're blooming. I love that energy of yours, Rosita. It's cool. It's amazing. Morning, Peter. How are you feeling this morning? All of you, this evening, Peter. All of you wonderful people. How are you guys doing? It's 8 o'clock. We have to start the show. So, you saw the heading, right? Worry, fear, and stress. To let it go. And it's easier said than done. I had to explain that to somebody this morning. Because, yesterday morning. They said that, somebody told her to just let go of worry, fear, and stress. And she knows, she said to me, I know it's not that easy. I wish I could just do it like everybody else. And I had to say to her, no, nobody else does it like that. It takes work. It takes patience. It takes consistency. It takes determination. It just takes a lot to do this. So when somebody who really does not understand where you're coming from, and you're concerned about something, and just get over it. No, you can't get over it. It's not a gutter to jump. It's not a hole to jump. It's not a city to move out of. It's something that is inside of you that's telling you, you need to worry, to have the fear. You're afraid of what's going to happen. It stresses you out. They are not with you when you're tossing and turning. So when somebody says to you, to get over something you're worried about, do not get angry, because they too do not know. They're just teaching you what they were taught. They were teaching you that you just have to get over it. And we know getting over it can be very painful. And it's not getting over. You don't get over things like that. Something might worry you, and it's outside of you. It could be something inside of you. So you see, they have to know though. What are you worried about? You haven't expressed to them that maybe you notice you're not breathing right. You notice that your weight has gotten crazy. You notice that something is not going right with you. Then you maybe notice it's somebody out of you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, and you're concerned. So the person who says to just get over it doesn't understand it. Hi Lisa, good morning. Hi Loretta, good morning. Worry, fear, and stress. You cannot just walk through it and get over it. Hi, Angelina. Good morning. How are you guys feeling this morning? Everybody, good morning. Worry. She said, just get over it. That's what they told me. And then, how do you get over it? It comes to me. I said, it's not something you get over. It's something you have to work on. It's something you have to pull. It's something you have to make sure that you understand what you're experiencing. It takes a lot of patience. It may take somebody to help you. It might take somebody else to explain it to you. But the point is, amazing. That's lovely to hear, Angelina. So worry. We are always worrying about things we have no control of. And it is usually coming from outside, or in our mind, we see it outside of us. So we have it, and it comes. It might be from inside, which is in our head, in our thoughts, our minds, or it's outside of us. And we're afraid. We're afraid of the bad weather. We're afraid of, look at what the hurricane did to those states, right? We're afraid of what all that that's happening. And we cannot control the bad weather. We cannot control some things. But there are some things we can control. We have to work so hard to control our thoughts when it's going down that rabbit hole of worry, fear, and stress. Because when you worry, you get more stressful. You're afraid. You're afraid of something you do not even understand. And that's normal. So when somebody just tells you to get over it or to push that worry back wherever it came from, they have not been in your shoes. They do not understand it. And that is really, truly very difficult to do. We have very little, if any, control over it. We become agitated the more we push to control it. And that leads to fear of it getting worse. It frightens us and we get emotionally stressed. And when it hits our emotion, our reaction is terrible. So the minute that those things, that all that fear, you're not, I mean, sometimes it's a job, it's work, it's a relationship, it's your health, it's what you're seeing, it's your children, it's family, it's friends, it's neighbors, and you worry. And sometimes you're worrying because you're afraid of that person. You're afraid of what they could do to you. It could be a relationship gone bad. So when somebody says, walk away, maybe you can't. Where are you going? You're in the relationship. It's a family member. Where are you going? How are you going to walk away? Oh, you've done enough. Just walk away from it. Really? You try walking away when the blood is attached, when the DNA means the same. Run and see how far you'll get. So this is how difficult it can be. The emotional stress affects us internally. We are unable to sleep. We cannot eat. We stop being positive. It affects us at work. It changes our relationship, our love. It just messes us up, right? So I'm saying all of that because you're listening to somebody for 15 minutes and that's all they're talking about. Is not easy. But I realized she was in pain because she is going through something, and even to tell her to tell me, she couldn't explain it. And I just had to listen and listen. And the only thing I heard was that it leads to comparison. She comparing herself to others, which increased her level of anxiety. How come I cannot be like everybody else? The thing is, we have the tool to fix it, because she kept when she got to comparison, she got angry. So many people can succeed. So many people, they just get in everything in life comes to them. And then she asked me how easy it was for me, and it was challenging to say, hey, it's not ever easy. It's something else. It's deeper than it's not easy. It's deciding where you are, where you want to go, being in the moment and looking at it before you jump into it and reacting to it. And even that is fearful. Even that is difficult to do. Even that is challenging. And for me, I had to deal with worry. I had to deal with fear. I had to deal with stress, feel good food, coaching. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. How are you feeling today? So it was difficult. It's challenging because you're worried about, sometimes it's a simple thing to somebody else. Can any of you remember the first day you took your child to school and you're worried? You've been worried since June. You've been working for September towards this thing. And you'd think, well, it's a nice time. They're going to start a journey. But no, you, the mother or the father, the parent, you're standing there and you're seeing all these 100 and different people and teachers, and they're all bigger, and your poor little thing is holding so tight to your hand. And then you have to let them go. Some cases they cry, and some cases immediately they find some friend and they walk away. Those that are crying, we cry with them. Those that walk away because they found a friend, we are crying with them. We are crying because they found a friend. And so worry. Hi, Georgie. Good morning. So just survived the hurricane. Lots of devastation here. Yeah, we heard. We just talked about it. And I'm sorry to hear that. There's something we can do is donate. That's all we can do. Help from a distance, send a donation. But stay focused. One of these days, the sun will shine through. So when we look at worry, and we look at a situation. Yes, Georgie, we miss you. I hear what Rosita said, praying for you guys, so that you guys are okay. It's so important because again, this person here, she couldn't control this hurricane. She couldn't control it. Worried. Can you imagine the worry of that day with this hurricane? Worried and worried. I know what that is like. And so because it doesn't always happen to us, but it happens to family in warmer climates. And that's one of those things that we have to realize. They're worried, but can we take it away? All they can do, like Rosita said and Stacy said, pray. That's all we can do is pray for them, and they have to pray for themselves at the same time. But when you are worried, you can hardly pray. You know, that's why they say, if you worry, do not pray, and if you pray, do not worry. That's easily said than done. So challenges comes to us in all shapes and sizes. And the thing is, once we realize where we are on this journey, once we realize the spot that we are in this now moment and what we're experiencing, we have to do something, take a step. In the case of the bad weather, we follow what the people in charge tell us to do. But when it is our bad weather, when the storm is raging from within, when we have the feeling in our chest and our stomach is in a knot and we are hurting, when it is not as simple as dropping that child at school. No, when it's not that simple. Good morning, Aman. How are you feeling this morning? When it is not as simple as that. When it is that thing inside, you know something is wrong. When it's a health issue and you're afraid to tell family because you do not want to worry your children and your spouses and so forth, and it goes on and on. When it is somebody that is doing something to you physically, emotionally, what do? So you see, the challenge is to find ourselves in the moment. And I have to say, I can only teach from my own lesson. What I did when I had to face worry. And I know now, hi, good morning, sister. I know now, but it wasn't always easy. Worry and fear and stress. The fear, when you worry, you become fearful. When you become fearful, you become stressful. So, good morning, Yoko. How are you feeling this morning? Good morning, Dawn. How are you feeling today? So, when you look at life, what do? I had to do this. For me, it was writing. It was journaling. It was writing my fears, my worry down. It was doing it, working, just writing it down. Instead of working with it inside of me, stopping me from eating or breathing properly. You notice when you're worried, you breathe shallow. It's like, it's just up here. You do not go down there. So to do that though, you have to find some moment of clarity. For you to realize that this is affecting you to the point where you're fearful and you're going through stress. Once you start breathing and you're only breathing here, not lower, then you know you're stressed. And that is when the only thing you can do and the best thing you can do, I know talking to a psychiatrist and your friends and all of that works, but let me tell you, there isn't anything like taking a piece of paper, a book, I don't care if it's the back of a cereal box, inside of a box, it's all you have, and start writing. Just write what you're feeling down. That is so important. The moment you step and you start releasing it onto the paper, it's like that paper, that cardboard, whatever you write on the wall in your house, it does not matter. The moment you start putting it down on this thing that has energy, you will notice you will get lighter. It will not happen instantly, but you have to keep at it. You have to stick to it. You have to be consistent. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of determination and just saying, I need to get this out of me. Put it on paper, because I faced worry and it was going to be fearful, and it maybe was going to be something that would make me very stressed. And I decided to write. I just started writing. I can show you reams of paper that I wrote just to make sure that I let it go. And people tell you that, write it out. That's what journaling is all about. And we're talking about this worry, fear, and stress. But you also can write down what you're happy about, what you're joyful about. So get a balance and start. I always talk about being grateful. So in the mess that is the worry and the mess that's the fear and the stress that I cannot even imagine that people are going through one at a time, especially with all these hurricanes. One storm must have taken 5 or 6 different places. It doesn't start in the Atlantic Ocean. It starts way down south, not even past the Caribbean. It goes all the way. Some of them start as far as Africa. And they move their way up. And on their way, they're devastated. So I cannot, even if I want to, I cannot understand or believe or experience it for you. I can listen to you. But for me, the best thing I recommend is writing it out. Talk about it to yourself. Write it down and say, good morning, Roslak. I can't pronounce your name, forgive me. How are you feeling today? Welcome to the Morning Blessing. Write down that worry. Write down that fear. Write down that what is stressing you right now. It's nice to say, well, I can call my friend and they'll hear me. And sometimes a well-meaning friend, just like they said to this woman on Saturday, get over it. It's not that easy to say to somebody, get over it. But what else can we say? We do not know. It's not our job. We are not trained. We have to learn how to talk to our own emotions. And the only way to do that is writing it down. You can write it down in a form of a prayer. You can give up to God and say, take it. Take it. If you believe in a God and you believe in the God of Christ, what did he say? When he was on the cross, he said, take it. Just, you take that chalice. It's too big. It's too heavy. Too much pain. Can we carry that? We have to believe there is help. And the help comes from within. We've got what it takes. We are in the storm and we cannot see because of the storm. Surrender. Yep, surrender it to God. Let it go. If you believe in the universe, surrender it to the universe. Because really, one of the things that works besides writing is walking it out. Walking it out. Go out and walk it and talk it out loud. People will think, just put your earbud in your ear, they'll think you're talking to somebody. And just talk. And as you're talking, pound on it and let it and release it. Because if you do not let it go, it will follow you. It's like 0.33. It's like a bad penny. It's like the raccoon you took to the forest and it came right back home. Georgie said, write it down and burn it. Release it to the God and the universe. Release it. Because that worry, it's important that we understand. Saying get over it is not good enough. Saying anything is still not good enough. I cannot cure you. I cannot lead you to it. I can tell you that I wrote it out. And in writing it out, I was able to heal myself emotionally. So to the point of healing myself emotionally, I learned that when that worry comes, I learned to pull out my journal. I'm teaching you what I taught myself. And it's challenging to believe that you can heal yourself with God's help, the universe help. Yes, you can. You need clarity. You need to believe. And that again, we go back to believe you have all the tools you need to succeed. And that is a challenge. But when you sit and you say, I have to tell my friend, you have to consider, is your friend the right person? Can they give it to you? Sometimes they can. I used to worry so much to the point that I would get so sick, headaches, nausea, and burnt out. Journaling, praying, and exercise has helped me immensely. It does. And that is why you have to have a morning routine. That is why we all need a morning routine and a nighttime practice. What did Rosita said? She said she started journaling, praying, and exercise. Do you know that can be your first 3 steps in the morning? Mine are meditating, exercising, journaling. They come in that. Then reading from a powerful book that would help. Then again, some gratitude. And that is what we need to do. We need to realize, like Rosita said, it's a routine. Journaling, exercising, praying. Wow. When you exercise, you're stimulating all kinds of things inside of us. We are. It doesn't have to be hard, strenuous. You should see my exercising is not anything. I will still walk today for maybe 15 minutes in one direction, 15 minutes in the other, or half an hour, both directions. Depends on how I feel. But this morning, I exercised for 25 minutes, simple stretching. Just stretching, pushing my body further, drinking water at the same time. But as soon as I wake up, I sit for 15 minutes, not in the bed, in the chair. And I start to meditate there. It's a form of prayer, but during that meditation, my brain is still between sleeping and waking. And during that time, you can tap into some very, very amazing energies. That just brings us to that point where you can plan your life a little better. And your brain will run away. It will take off because we weren't taught from childhood to keep it focused. Nobody teaches that, never, ever. And it doesn't matter how amazing a meditator that person is, they will tell you our brain will take off. So do not compare yourself to, I forgot his name, to him. He talks about meditation, Deepak Chopra, all the time. But he tells you your mind will run away with you and you just pull it back. So you sit there and you concentrate on your heart. I will show you and explain to you what I do. I sit, feet firmly on the ground, sit in a chair. I take 3 deep breaths and I concentrate on my heart. And I allow the energy of the sun to come in. That golden glow fills my heart and I make it works in a circle, right? It goes clockwise. And that circle expands and it becomes bigger until it envelopes your entire body. Doing that alone is difficult. That is so challenging to do. And you must allow it to fill the room you are in. You have to allow it to get there and fill the entire room. And in that moment, that's when you can set the trajectory of your new day. In that moment, you can decide how the day is going. When you have done that, many people around you will wonder, because you're so centered, does she like where she is? Is she enjoying herself? Because you're so centered, with a calm disposition. Because you have anchored yourself. That's what you've done. You've planted yourself into the new day. In that moment, though, you can visualize the life you're looking for. Remember, you're not fully awake. You're tired. You're yawning. It's a challenge to go beyond that, going back to the bed, wrapping in the blanket. It's a challenge to sit in that chair. You haven't even brushed your teeth. You maybe drank the water because that's what you do first. And you sit there and you feel that energy all around you. And then you work for your day. What kind of day? You're going on a trip? You have to drive, see your journey smoothly. You're talking to somebody, see it have a good ending. That's what we need to do. Yes, my time in the morning and evening is my time. It's non-negotiable. I need to feel myself good. You know what, Rosita? That is not the Rosita I met the first time. All those years ago. So it's amazing to hear that. And it was lots of worry. There were many reasons for that. But here she is today to say that her time for herself is not negotiable. That is amazing, Stacy. And how many of us, and it's mostly us women, that realize we're not worthy. We have to keep doing this, and we have to keep going, like the Energizer bunny. The thing is, even that battery wears off. So we need to feel ourselves a total transformation, you think. So the ability to change that, for it starts in our mind with the thoughts of something good can happen. We can do that. It starts there. Hi, Cookie. Good morning. How are you feeling this morning? Thanks for joining us. It is not saying replace your thoughts with positive thoughts and empowering thoughts. That's not what I'm saying. No, it is not that simple. That helps, but it is not enough. When somebody says that, just replace your thoughts. Our thoughts, you know what I equate our thoughts to? Is like money. You do not harness it, it's going to go. We do not control that money, it's going to fly. We're not going to control our thoughts, it's going to go wherever the devil wants it to go, or the angel or the saints wants it to go. So we have to learn to control this. We have to understand it's a job. It's a lifetime job. It's not something that, it's like, you see what happens? Everything in life is consistency. Oh, hi, Cookie. I heard so much about you. I think I met you once online. Thank you, Rosita, for bringing her in. Thank you. Listen, everything that is worth doing is worth to be consistent on. When you fall today, you have to get back on the horse tomorrow. You cannot just say, well, I feel I'm going to give up. You want to lose weight and you lost 10 pounds. Of course you can celebrate. But it's still very difficult not to eat the whole bag of chips and not to have a chocolate bar and an ice cream cone in your both, one in each hand, and sitting at the mall and eating it. No, it's difficult. That is challenging. When you see that person, do you think that that's what they desire? There's something that's driving them to do that. And it could be an emotional upheaval at home. It could be a job situation that just went bad today. It could just be that they got fired today. It could just be that the supervisor, the managers on top of them like white on rice like the one I had. But the only thing that got me out of it was journaling, exercising, and praying. Do something for you, because no one is going to do it for you. No one can. They can't. So do not expect your significant other to fix you because you're broken. Do not expect them to make you happy because you're unhappy. Do not expect them to do anything more than you can do. And if you are in a relationship with yourself, you have to give yourself 100%. That doesn't mean you do not give your marriage or your lover or your life or whatever job 100. Everywhere you go, you have to give 100%. Your responsibility is you. It's not who is giving less than you. No comparison. It's when you worry and you're fearful and you're stressful, that is when you compare yourself with others. Thank you, Rosita. You say, oh, she doesn't work as hard, she got a promotion. That is not your business. I know this is hard. Your business is you. Concentrate on you. Build you. Stay focused on you. Your spouse doesn't exercise. I have a situation where the husband wants the wife to exercise. She doesn't want to. And he wants to change her. You cannot do that. You have to let everybody go on their journey. Because one thing I practice is that Aging doesn't mean you have to be sick. We have to believe that. If we believe in God and we believe in those spiritual books, they never told us they got sick and died. They said they would live to be 900 years and then they died. So dying doesn't mean you have to be sick to do it. Aging doesn't mean because you're getting older, that doesn't mean you have to be sick. We need to realize those things. We cannot control the dying or aging. We can fix a little bit, we can do Botox, we can do this, we can do whatever we choose to do, but it's really and truly up to us to do all of that. So it is not saying replace your thoughts with positive, empowering thoughts. No, it is not that simple. That helps, but it's not enough. It requires repairing our emotional prosperity. Repair yourself. Write, journal, pray, exercise. And it doesn't mean you have to lift weights all day long. Your exercise is 20 minutes in the morning, stretching, touching your toes, pulling your toes up, bending yourself, sending your neck backward, and making sure you can bring it forward, and going this way and that way. And pretend you're having a boxing match. And you should see my husband laugh at me when I was trying to show him what I learned. He just started laughing like, okay, that doesn't look too good, but whatever. So it means fixing it, making it better. How to do that is to begin your day with a few miracles of self-awareness through meditation. You know, they're miracles. Be self-aware that I need to be successful. I am going to be successful. You write in your journal, all your frustration is tough. I feel I'm losing. I'm not good enough. Everybody else is better than me. And then finally say, yeah, but you know what? I can flash a smile. I have energy. I can cook a meal. I can be there for others, for my children, my family, my friend. Find what it is you're good for. Find what it is you're good at and celebrate it. I have a job. I have wonderful children. I gave birth to amazing human beings. Celebrate that instead of finding faults with them. Remember, they're not your pure DNA. There's another half. And be aware instead of trying to fix what you cannot control. That gives you stress, anger. So stay on top of yourself. The worry is not controllable when it's outside of you. The worry about something happening internally, you need to write it out. If it means going to a doctor, being fearful of this is understandable, but talk about it in your journal. That is where you'll get answered. All of a sudden one day, if you do not believe that God answers your prayer, start journaling about something that's terrible. And then one day, you will notice your writing has changed. And even the words you're using, maybe Rosita has experienced that, Stacy, because you are journaling. When you write it down, George, the horrible things you write down. And then one day, all of a sudden, it starts to clear, like the sun is shining again. And your writing has changed. The words, you won't use that word. It's not a word you would use at all. And there it comes out. What do you think that is? What do you think? That is the answer coming to you. And lean into it. If it makes you feel good, lean into it. So practice your morning routine. Meditation, exercise, and pray. Or meditation, pray, exercise. But do meditation first while your body is still in dreamland. Thank you, Tessa, for a wonderful morning. Blessings. You're great. Thank you, Stacy. That's so true, Rosita said. Go ahead and see. Has been our amazing friend, her transformation. Amazing. Thank you, guys. So, Ceci, Aman, Yuko, Lisa, Rosita, Colleen, Dawn, Loretta, and Cookie. Thank you, guys, for hanging with me for that long time with this long morning blessing. Somebody said, your morning blessing is not a blessing, but again, I had to reply, I'm not a priest, I'm not an imam, I'm not a whatever, I'm not a this, I'm not a that. So I didn't come here to bless you. I came here to share with you. And it's called a blessing because it will set you for the day. And maybe you going to worry about something you cannot control today. Guess what? You have a choice. And that's what a blessing is. When it gives you an opportunity to change where you were headed and correct course. So if you think correcting course is only something that we can do you know when they send that space capsule up there that they're constantly correcting course? It's like that. All the time, they're correcting the course that it's on. And that's why we have to continue to correct ourselves. It doesn't mean we are failing. It doesn't mean we cannot do it. It doesn't mean we're not good enough. It just means to get where we have to be, we have to correct every step we take. And that's what it is. It's the consistency on working. Do not give up. Do not give up. Worry and fear and stress, it's yours and it's personal to you. You can find a tool to help you live with it, but it's not everybody's tool that will be the best tool for you. Find yours. But one tool I know that works is to arm yourself for the day. I always go to Lord of the Rings. You know, Frodo, Sam said, you never know what you're going to step into when you open your door in the morning. Remember? They were just going to have fun in the Shire. And the wizard came. And he had an entirely different plan for them. So prepare yourself so you know that when you step out in the morning, your plan is formulated. You're covered. And that's the way you can avoid a little bit of the worry, the fear, and the stress. Have a great day. Talk to you guys. Talk to you later today, wonderful, amazing humans. Thank you for dropping in and have a good day. Bye-bye, everyone.